Old Dad here. What happened on Raw? I gotta tell you, it was so good. That main event was so good. That match between Ripley and IYO SKY, oh my gosh. And Gunther versus Otis, this Raw was everything that you could want. I was so excited. Let's get into this. Hello. Old Dad here, and I'm getting ready to watch some Raw. Rhea Ripley versus IYO SKY. You know that's going to be the thing. You know that's going to be good. Coffee makes Old Dad happy. Let's get to watching this. This Raw starting out with just straight fire. I love the training montage. But here's something that runs through Old Dad's mind. You couldn't pay me to be a security guard on Raw. You couldn't do it. You could pay me. You could. WWE, don't take that to heart. If you want to throw Old Dad dollars, I'll take it. Heck, you probably could get me hit by a couple of these guys for free because I would think it would be cool. I don't know. Old Dad might be missing a little something up there. But I am going to say that you still would have to pay me. I don't know. It's just you. If you're security, you're getting beat up somewhere in the show. Somewhere. Is it going to be Punk? Is it going to be Rollins like today? Is it going to be Jacob Fatu? And he looks like he hits hard. Old Dad's just saying. This Raw has been fire so far. CM Punk on the tore up the Rock, and then took it to Rollins, and Rollins took it right back to him. I want to see that fight, but I want to see it as a fight. All right, let's get to this. It's happening. He's getting ready to face Gunther. Otis is getting ready to face Gunther. This is something Old Dad wanted last week. When I seen it and Otis kind of stepped in and stuff like that, I was like, Otis versus Gunther. I didn't know, but I want it. And all week, I've been like, Otis versus Gunther. This will be something to see. Do I think Otis is going to beat Gunther? No, I don't think. But I want to see this. Otis versus Gunther was wonderful. I loved it. I had high expectations for this match. I was hoping it would happen. They never called it, but I wanted it. And yeah, like Old Dad does a lot of work. He works at his other job. I don't have a chance to look at the lineup and see what I can have. Most of everything I know that's going to happen is what they tell me tonight. So back to it. Otis versus Gunther exceeded my expectations. Otis was someone that looked like he could be a contender now. I mean, that match was that good. I do want to make one tweak. Old Dad writes notes. And if you can see the note, big men, don't run to the corner. Stop doing that. You know how it ends. And it always ends not always, but 90% of the time, you get hurt. They move, you go boom. It's the big man flaw. Don't do it. Otis, be smarter than that next time. Maybe you'd have a chance. Really, we all knew Otis was going to lose. I loved that match. It really made Otis shine. We knew Gunther was going to shine. Gunther always shines. Now, Jay came out and saved Otis and Tozawa. A-Town Down Under came out. They started beating up Jay. After he got the upper hand, Jay got the upper hand, Gunther, sleeper hold. And then he stood over top of Jay, title in hand, title raised. Old dad prediction, WrestleMania. That's exactly what we're going to see. All right, I'm getting back to this. I'm loving Raw tonight. Let's get back to this. Lyra Valkyria versus Ivy Nile was a solid match. I thought it was great. Now, Ivy Nile had most of that match in the bag. She was focused on the legs. She was there. But then she ran to the corner. And then Lyra Valkyria took the momentum. Second match in the row to where the strong person ran to the corner and lost momentum and lost. I'm not going to complain about it. I wanted Lyra Valkyria to win. I wanted Gunther to win. Hopefully no big person runs to the corner. I say it all the time. Big people, quit running to the corner. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Chad Gable, when you come back, say, hey, if you're the strong one, stay away from running from that corner. It's a bad idea. Bad idea. Old dad, that ain't even an opinion. That is statistically a bad move. Look at the numbers. How often do you hit it? I'm going off on a rant about that when I should be saying how fantastic both of those two looked in the ring. Their shoulders. I want to say that those two have the best shoulders in the women's division. Old dad's opinion. Lyra Valkyria taking the top spot. She has, they look so athletic. They looked so good in the ring. They shined. Old dad loved it. Match of the night, Otis. But old dad loved it. Moving on. War Raiders versus American Maiden. Boy, was that good. That had me like, oh my. So many big guys doing so many flippy doos. I am not like an over flippy do kind of guy. Sometimes I want some old school solid wrestling, but to see all these big fellas doing flippy doos and most of the time they miss, that was fun. That was fun. Old dad ain't even going to lie. Match of the night, still giving it to Otis. But I'm telling you, that match was a match to watch. That was fun. I had fun watching that. All right, we're going to get back to it. By the way, I get that they're promoting the John Cena Rock thing, but I can only eat so much. Dad needs room for donuts. Old dad needs room for donuts. I'm just saying. You're killing me with it. It's too much. All right. We're going to go ahead. We're going back to this. You know what? It wasn't a match, but Braun Breaker and Finn Balor, that was fantastic. Let me just say, Finn Balor, Braun Breaker was talking, Finn Balor came out. Finn Balor was just like, the only reason you have that title is because we allow you to. And if you came to this ring, basically he would get pummeled. It was a setup. All of Judgment Day was out there. Braun Breaker just destroyed them all. All of them. And he went for the spear on Finn at the end. Dominic pulled Finn out. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm all over the place with my speech because what just happened? Anyway, it ends with a super spear to Carlito. That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. And then Braun standing in the ring. Now, old dad wants to see that match. Old Dad needs to see that match. I'm going back to it. So we're at the end of it. That was amazing. Amazing. IYO SKY versus Rhea Ripley. Did Old Dad know it was going to be good? Look at my background. Of course I knew it was going to be good. And did I think IYO SKY was going to win? Honestly, no. I didn't. But she did. She did win. And that made Old Dad over the top. How about that? It was so good. It was so good. And it's the match to see. It is Old Dad's pick. There is no question about it. Old Dad's pick. That match wins. Now, as far as everything else, the whole thing was great. I thought, even at the start of this match, I still thought Gunther and Otis, by the end of this match, everything. There was this point where Rhea Ripley took her by her legs and smacked her head on the side of the ring. I'm just saying, this was like next level. And there was a couple points where I was like yelling at IYO, being like, stop. It is not worth your life. WrestleMania is not worth your life. But IYO won. IYO won. And it was amazing. Things I want to point out. It's in my notes. We'll go over my notes real quick because there are a couple things I want to point out on this. One, IYO in that match did the insane elbow and she did the Oscar lock. She made sure she gave a tip of the hat to her other people that was in there in Damage Control. I liked that. Old Dad smiled at that. Second, Dominic taking it right back to Finn. So Finn was mouthing off. He was gaslighting. And Dominic putting it right back to him. I'm telling you, I see Dominic leading that faction, and fingers crossed, he adds the other members of the LWO and makes the LWO really what it was supposed to be a long time ago when Eddie Guerrero wanted the LWO on top. That's what Old Dad's hoping. Because just like I said last week, they announced the Tornado tag, and it's going to be Ray and Dragon Lee versus the New Day. Just like I said last week, Ray being out gave a chance for the other two to actually have a match. Now look what's happening. Another thing on my notes, seeds for Waller and Theory to break up. They started that. Old Dad was a little bit excited because I've been saying it forever. I think that Waller and Theory is going to be the future Cena and Randy Orton. And when I say that, I think Theory's going to be the good guy. Waller's going to be the bad guy. And as they're turning it right now, Theory is looking like he's going to be a good guy, where Waller is staying strong as a bad guy. So I wanted to point that out. Happy birthday, Ivar. Sorry about that. I want to point that out because it was his birthday and they announced it and stuff like that. So I figured it's only right for Old Dad to say happy birthday. I would share a cake with you. Old Dad's out of cake. I love cake. The referee, that same referee as in the past, whenever what's her face, the blonde referee, I want to say her name's Jessica. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to look that up, or even better, leave a comment below if you know it. I love that referee. She is possibly my favorite referee. She'll get in their face. And that's what she did. When Rhea and Bianca Belair was kind of getting into it, She got in their face, separated them. I love that referee. I want to point that out. And that's all my notes. That's all my notes. I hope that you loved Raw as much as I loved Raw. I'm excited. I was all over the place. And I'm a happy old dad. And definitely can't wait till next week. Can't wait for the cage match between Rollins and CM Punk. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. Later.